the time. Your gateway to the world. AFR. American Freedom Radio. Give it to them.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and happy Thursday. It is June 6, 2013. Hope you are having a beautiful day. We sure have an awesome show in store for you, so thank you for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com, and welcome. Tonight is St. Toby One Kenobi. It's our Thursday night guest, who has just, really, Tobias, I can't say enough good about you. I wish I could express in words what you have done for me and what I've seen you do for so many around me. But thank you again for joining us here every Thursday for the past 3.5 years. Tobias is... Yeah. He is a personal awakening coach or a soul counselor and the author of one of my favorite books, Listening to the Sun and Awakening Souls. He is also the creator of CourseOfAwakening.com and SpiritualTravelers.com. And with the Course of Awakening, if you are unable to see him in person or any of his events, he does a Sunday night teleclass for those of us here in the States. And then I guess, well, technically it'd be a Sunday night for those out of the States, too. It would just be morning here. So anyways, you can go to CourseOfAwakening.com to find out about that. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the spiritual energy physics behind speaking your truth. Why do we shake when we speak our truth? How can you speak with power? And how can you do it without getting shot or your head chopped off? I certainly want to know that because I'm getting kind of tired of that. Sure. But if you would like to join us here in the text chat, our beautiful, happy little soul family, that's over at souljourneysradio.com. And any questions or comments, please feel free to give us a call at 218-339-8525. That's 218-339-8525. And, before we go further here, I just want to give out the phone number to call in just to listen. So I know people have been calling in to listen to the show and don't really like to be interrupted when we think that you're calling in for questions. So if you are calling into the phone just to listen, please use this number. It's 704-772-7627. That's 704-772-7627. And when it asks you to enter the station code ID, that is 10080. 10080 it is. But, anyways, now that we got that all out there, it is so good to have you here tonight, Toby. How are you doing?
Well, it's nice of you to say what you said earlier, and I was biting my tongue.
You did good.
It's like we always feel when someone tells not always, but a lot of us feel when someone tells nice things about us, we're like, we don't want to hear it or something. We have a hard time letting it in, So I'm working on that, or I'm being conscious and aware of when people say nice things to sort of open my energetic field, which means your body, don't close your energetic body field off, and let it come in. Let it come in. Receive.
Receive it. I wish I had pretty flowery words for you, but I don't.
You did.
You know my heart.
You did. You did. That's very sweet. And gosh, it's so important that we learn to do that. Because otherwise we're like that old image that the monks talk about. If it's raining and you're thirsty, if your bowl is upside down, you're not catching any of the water.
Yeah.
So you got to turn your bowl right side up and let the water collect in your bowl. In your sustenance, your heart bowl. Sannyasins just have one bowl. They eat out of it, they drink out of it. It's the begging bowl, or, it's what they put out if they're, doing something on the street for people or performing or whatever. It's one bowl, that's it. And it's really representative of our hearts. The cup, the sacred cup. What's the sacred cup?
Is that like the diva cup?
Yeah, kind of like a pimp cup.
I'm sorry, that's for your menstrual cycle. Never mind.
Oops.
Oh, wow, I got one over your head. That's the first.
That you did. You got that.
Yeah, it might be two total, but okay.
Very good.
Okay, sorry, getting back to the sacred cup.
No, that is our... If we don't allow the rain, the manna, the amrita, the godness, the goodness, the life force to collect in our cup, the sacred cup of our hearts, then, we die from we starve from lack of love, lack of nutrition, lack of food, I'm just feeling that. So if everybody listening you made an intention inside your own energy field, because you cannot come back to oneness and wholeness unless you start allowing yourself to receive. Feel that. How are you going to become one with all if you're not letting anything in? I mean, that's crazy, right? It's like having all these locks on our guard gates and doors and this and that and saying, I want love, I want love, I want love. I have spy cameras, security cameras, barbed wire, razor wire, gates locked, Rottweilers patrolling my perimeter. I want love, I want love, I want love. Who the hell are you? Step away from the gate,
Yeah.
Right? So we have to find a safe way to let in real love, So make an intention in your field right now. Install it. It's like a light thing. I don't know. Picture it in your mind. Install it. You are the decider of what gets installed, absorbed, activated in your energetic field. You are the only one who decides what to allow into your energetic field and what to create in your energetic field.
Yeah.
So if you like it, I allow myself to receive more. And then you have fears about it because there's always strings attached to gifts, right? And that's true. And if so we believe, if so we create, so it becomes. So yes, poisonous gifts, of course, not good. But we can't isolate, insulate, avoid, have giant walls, and talk about it theoretically that we're all one and that we're all pieces of source. We have to actually change our energetic field to do it. So we decide that. Anyway, I'm just feeling it. So I'm putting into me, I allow myself to receive more love from wherever. I don't care.
Whoever will love you.
Yeah, the love I want. That feels good to me. Yeah, or even, at some point God is like, God says I take it from anywhere. I don't care. Isn't that cool, though? I mean, that's a whole show in itself, Relax and receive. When I was going through a real sort of purging time in my life, I remember hearing my soul's voice one time, or my oversoul, or God, or call it whatever you want, said, relax and receive, relax and receive. Your habit reflex is lost in grieving. Habit reflex lost in grief, sadness, soul sadness, hopelessness, Relax, my son, relax and receive. That's the hardest thing, it seems. I have a friend in Mexico who was talking to me, where I was rereading some of the Facebook stuff we had written to each other, and he said a shaman came, they sponsor shamans from Peru, and the shaman was teaching them over a period of time that you really need to love yourselves. You need to love yourselves because you're the guardian at the gate, like we're talking about. You can't let anything else in unless you love yourself. So the shaman said, it was cute the way he did it. He says, you need to love yourself first. And you need to love yourself second. And you need to love yourself third. So the first three positions for most of us now need to be us learning to love ourselves and open ourselves.
Yeah.
Now feel there's so much energy, 99% of all the energy of the universe is dark matter or in potential, meaning it is not manifested, so there is absolutely no shortage. How could there be? There's no shortages of anything. That's just a bunch of belief blocking, blocking beliefs. Shortages are just blocking beliefs. Come on, look at the sun. We get like the sun is like a beach ball, and then 12 feet away you have a pea. That pea is the earth. How much of the light coming off of the sun is hitting the earth? Like a minuscule, tiny amount. The sun has unlimited energy. And the sun represents the source anyway, so we have unlimited energy. And the rest is us believing in blocks. So I'm not into that so much anymore. I want to relax and receive. And tonight we're going to talk about a little bit, you can speak into it, which I did just right there. I want to, and the languaging and the linguistics. No, you shouldn't say I want to. That means you'll never have it. You can get caught. You can get caught in the minutia and the details. It is your intention. It is your heart's intention that counts the most. Neurolinguistic programming and wording your affirmations perfectly is still surface.
Yes.
Stuff moves. You know this. Everybody knows that somehow when you've made a soul decision, that stuff starts happening. As soon as you make the decision, I am done with this relationship, or I am done with this job. I had a client 2 weeks ago who came out of L.A., and she's like floating. She's glowing. Her eyes are like on light fire, and she's so cute, and she's like kind of a working girl, but old Native American shamanist that she's not just remembering, kind of, not even consciously. And she said for a number of years with her partner, her husband, she's trying to help him wake up and do this and that. And finally one day, the spirit had to jump into her husband's body, and the husband said to her, straight to her face, "Listen, don't you get it? I'm never going to listen to this. I don't want it.
No.
You're wasting your breath on me." She said that's what it took, so she finally went, "Oh, this is never gonna work." Filed for divorce, the following Monday, like in 2 days. Listed the house for sale on Friday. It sold on Tuesday. Boom, bang, bing, off to a new life. When you decide, when we speak it or we intend it or feel it, stuff starts happening. We are the regulators. We are the gatekeepers. We are the deciders. So, like we're going to talk about tonight, speaking out, power and truth. You can neurolinguistically programming it on the surface and have it look perfect, but unless you have your heart intention behind it, you're just doing image, surface, plastic surgery stuff. Now, Tony Robbins may be a master of neurolinguistic programming, but it still isn't reaching, I would venture to say, the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is down where your intention, and we all know this, when you make a soul decision, the universe starts moving and rearranging according to what you want. So just feel that. Just feel that. Now, if you can speak from that place, open sesame. All these old stories of magicians speaking, simsalabim, abracadabra, open sesame. These are actual remnants of truths of using the power of the voice to speak into things. because your throat chakra is more powerful than harps, more powerful than lasers, your throat can speak into people, you know, and speak into situations. You can speak to the rock, Moses, and it will crack open and bring you water. Now, this ability has been basically completely lost on the planet because we misused it. We spoke spells, we spoke binding spells, we spoke control, we spoke hatred, we spoke death, we spoke kill that person. We misused it in a sense. So we then decided, or our souls, we have to shut this down because we're misusing it. In ancient India, mantras, we've heard of mantras. Om Mani Padme Om, Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam. These powerful ancient mantras. Listen to the word mantra. Doesn't it just have vibrational, it's like touching several vibrations just saying it. Mantra. We'll pick up on the power of mantras.
Absolutely. You're hitting it hard here, Tobias. It is that time, though. We will be back after this short break. Stay tuned. SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
No rules. No rules. No taboo topics. No taboo topics. No fear of doom. No fear of doom. We are American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
Right, welcome back, and thanks for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com with Tobias Lars, the author of Listening to the Sun and Awakening Souls. And the topic tonight, speaking your truth and the spiritual physics behind it. You've shared some wonderful information with us thus far and kind of got into mantras. So
yes.
Please continue.
So mantra, it even has like sort of tra, there's power in the words. Now, in other dimensions, there's literally hells, by the way, or bardos, or many mansions, Jesus calls it. In my Father's house are many mansions. There's different, everything is frequency and vibration, spiraling. Everything is created by spirals. The Earth is spiraling through space. Our galaxy is spiraling through space. Frequency, spirals, vibration. Everything. Like Tesla said. So if you want to know the secrets of the universe, energy, vibration. Energy and vibration. Light, frequency, and vibration. Yeah. There used to be wars. Mantric wars. Mantric bombs. Now feel this. It's sort of like sound bombs. They can be bad. Just like our Navy subs put out these extremely low frequency sound waves as some kind of radar thing they do deep underwater, and that bursts the eardrums of whales and dolphins, and it also is what causes them to beach sometimes. Obviously that's insane to do. So it can be a weapon. Well, we used to, back in India, the Ramayana, the Vimanas, the flying ships, that are talked about in the Mahabharata, which is their largest sort of text from way back. And this is way back, 50,000 BC. Not only did they have nuclear power, it's through melting rays, Atlantis-type stuff, and this is being discovered now in the Gobi Desert and various places. There's archaeological digs where the rock has literally been melted. Now, that's more through light frequencies. But there were also mantric attacks. People would send, it's like dueling wizards. You would send these, you would get certain frequency vibrations amped up, and then you would release it and send it and target it with your consciousness at, quote, your enemy. So this stuff can be misused, which is why it has been shut down. Incantations, spells, voodoo, Santeria, black magic, King Solomon doing his Solomonic keys, the Kabbalah, the Druidic stuff, the Avalon, Camelot, Skinwalkers, all that stuff is all true. So it can be misused. So generally we've shut it off now and gone into a place called scientism, that says, oh, that's a bunch of malarkey and none of that exists, because we're sort of in a timeout. We've been naughty kids and we've put ourselves in a timeout. But we have to reopen to this at some point, because we have to go back home and realize the larger selves of who we really are. So with sound, you can say certain sounds in mantras that will affect your body. You know this. I was just telling Christie, we were talking about healing teeth during the break. I used to sit and put my teeth on the body of my guitar or the bass guitar, and I would find a note that would literally vibrate my skull. And it was like this, and I would find a pleasant energy, a pleasant tone that felt good in my body. And it would vibrate the bones by me putting my teeth on the body of the guitar. I know it sounds crazy. But it would actually completely start vibrating out and healing all kinds of stuck energies that would be in my head. And vibration is the key here, but it has to be loving vibration. If you've ever stood on one of those vibrating platforms or sat in a massage chair that's electrically generated, your heart may go completely out of rhythm. You have to judge and go, oh, this feels pleasant to me. See? You can't just vibrate anything. We're just doing it willy-nilly. It's like we're throwing infrared and vibrations out there. We don't even know what we're doing at this point. But now the healing industry is starting to reawaken to sound and light frequencies. These were the healing temples in Egypt, which were a copy of the healing temples in Atlantis. But they were also misused. See, you can misuse anything. You can have, the vibration can be beautifully done. With the intent behind it, I can send, I love you, or I can send, I love you, with all kinds of icky attachment to it behind it. See? It's about the intent behind it. That we really have to learn to feel. And this is why, we're relearning all this. But so in the old, there were mantric wars, literally sound wars of disc. The Army's doing it now. They're creating machinery that is sound waves that can knock people down at 150 yards.
Round note.
the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army, yeah. So we're rediscovering or recreating or the same misuse of it. But if we take our power back with this and start saying, I want to reopen my ears and my throat, this is your obviously your throat chakra. This is the voice of authority. The voice of authority is blue. The color is blue. It's not indigo, that's your third eye. It's not green, that's your heart. It's moving from green to indigo. And in between green and indigo, when you mix colors, it turns to blue. The voice of authority has been cops with megaphones. That's the fallen state of the voice of authority, because the humans have not allowed themselves to speak their truth. I put a video up on Course of Awakening on Facebook of Tupac Shakur as a 17-year-old. 17 years old. Tupac is being interviewed about whatever, but he talks a lot about everything, education, politics, bamboozling the people, sex education, poverty. And when you listen to him as a 17-year-old, he is speaking from his heart with authority, not powerful, militaristic, domineering authority, but with honest heart. And so we've shut that down, because the only way you can have martial law, controlled by the voice of authority, the thin blue line. See, the cops dress in blue. Why? Because it's stolen the blue chakra. They've stolen the blue chakra. And I'm not saying all cops are bad. What I'm saying is, in a fallen state, you need martial law. In a state where people have taken their power back, you don't need laws. Where people are powerful, you don't need laws. Where people can protect themselves, because when you're a god, you can protect yourself from whatever. You don't need outside protection.
Yeah.
So the voice of authority has become the fallen, denied, twisted, upside-down state of the throat chakra. The throat chakra is meant to speak with power, intention. The heart is meant to have the intention. The heart energy literally is, and I'm talking, just sort of imagine feeling what that would feel like. Your heart energy opens, you're feeling big ball of energy in your heart. You feel love. You feel connected. You let that energy infuse your throat. You let it touch your throat chakra, and you let the heart speak through your throat. This is why Elvis was powerful, because he was adding his other chakras to his voice. Bing Crosby was not. Bing Crosby had a great sort of sounding voice, but he didn't have the heart, and here we go, the pelvis, the sex energy.
The Elvis.
The Elvisness. Elvis the pelvis. That's why when you talk to young Elvis, he says, I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know why. I just need to move my body when I sing. Because he was putting his whole body into it. It was just happening through him. You know, and that's why it was so revolutionary. That was his assignment, to come early and be safe and say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, I'm a good boy from Mississippi, blah, blah, blah. See, he had to even be born in Mississippi so the South would love him. You get it?
Yeah.
Because the South is the place that's the most suppressed. Let's speak some truth. Now I'm going to go spiritually, politically incorrect. The tornadoes in Oklahoma are hitting the heartland. I'm going to say it again. The tornadoes in Oklahoma are hitting the heartland. The heartland. The heartland of America. Because the heartland needs to wake up. The stagnant, dead energies in the heartland. Tornadoes are no respecters of anything except they're just being natural. Now, I know this is so prone to people being angry at me.
I had 4 people delete me last week.
Any stagnant energy, how do we feel after a storm? It feels beautiful.
Definitely.
Clean. The air is cleansed. The ions, the negative ion, everything's activated. It feels wonderful. Now, if we can clean ahead of time, we don't have so much backlog that we need tornadoes and hurricanes to do it. See, when the people are healthy, you do not create storms.
Yeah.
The Hopis grow corn in orange sand. They can call on the heavens to drop rain when they so choose. They can still do it. They do it. They rain dance. They do it. Statistically, when they do the rain dance, rain shows up. It's a fact. You can't argue with it. Because why? Because they are singing certain tones and vibrations with intention and expectation. It used to be called faith. With simple child expectation, and therefore the rain comes. The very tone itself affects the ethers of the pranic life force energy fields that are all around us, ley lines, etc., not the molecules of the air, but it travels on the consciousness lines, the morphic fields, and as they intone the rain dance and the movements, they also do sympathetic magic with it, which means they have a little bit of water and they water the crop. That's voodoo doll stuff, right? You understand? Sympathetic magic is you have a small image of what you want to happen. Like you have a small plant and you pretend you rain on it. Then that's like the yogurt starter. Feel this. When you make yogurt, you need a little starter, right, to spread throughout the whole yogurt. So when the Hopis dance for rain and they sing and intone it, they intone it with their frequency, with their faith, with their intention, with their expectation, and what they've been given intuitively, which will actually create rain. Why, by the way, a hell of a lot better than chemtrails. You know, human toning and heart is a lot better than 100 million tons of aluminum being deposited in our skies to whether it's seeding clouds or rain or whatever. You know, come on, feel that one. But when we give our power away, it gets lapped up by some vampire somewhere. When you give your life blood away, it gets lapped up. When you give your life force away, it gets lapped up somewhere. Right now, humans have given away the power of invoking, intoning, intending what they want on Earth, and therefore you have dark shadow military or openly offensive governments creating crap that is really bad for us, like the chemtrail phenomena, like horrible medicine, like taxation, you name it. It's a litany of the crap that we, you know, are being painted into corners and our freedoms being taken away, education, etc., whatever. So we have to reclaim our power one by one. How do you do that? How can I do that? You can speak it quietly in the middle of the night if that's the only place that feels safe. Father, Lord, Source, God. Call God whatever you want. My own higher self, the universal intention. I want this. I want your presence more on earth. I want free energy. I want animals to be able to cross the road without being killed. I want us to live more and more by the very word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. I do not live by bread alone. I live by the very word that... now I'm going to sound like a Pentecostal preacher, right? By the very word that proceedeth out of... proceedeth out of the mouth of God. What does that mean? What is that? We'll talk about it in a minute.
We sure will. It is that time, everyone, so hang on. We will be right back with Tobias Lars. CourseOfAwakening.com is the website. Stay tuned. SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
Yo, what's up? Check this out. The voice of the revolution. American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio. Oh my gosh, on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. I'm sorry, we're having too much fun here. No strap. Okay. Yeah, getting back to the topic. Speaking our truth. Yeah, I think we do have a topic here tonight, do we?
We are topical cream. We'll be all over you.
And first there was the word.
Yes. So that saying, I mean, I'm using some of the, because it's so hidden in the Bible, but sound is, I mean, when you listen to certain types of music or something, it will evoke shivers in you. What are those shivers? They are energies moving through your body. When your heart feels something, you know, when your heart starts feeling really joy, to be honest, you go into sadness. Most people whose heart's open, that's why they cry at weddings, and when it's good, you know, people start crying. Why? Because the beautiful energy starts to detox your sadness. So when Jesus is talking, I don't live by bread alone, I live by the very word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. He's doing a very deep teaching that he did have a, you know, every master has an inner circle and an outer circle. The outer circle is the public teaching. The inner circle is the more esoteric stuff, the actual spiritual physics of how things work. At the medulla oblongata, at the bottom of the brain, the first piece of the brain sort of on top of the spinal column as it comes up, sort of the upper neck or lower skull, there's the medulla oblongata. This is where the life force, one of the life gates in Qigong, where life force enters into the spinal column. And the mouth of God, you could say, it's like he's resuscitating. The universe is infusing us with life force right there in the medulla oblongata. That's what Jesus is talking about. I'm living by the breath, the word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. He's talking about that he knows he's receiving the energy through these life gates in his spinal electromagnetic neurological system. And that will also be heard as 1,000 waters. I remember sitting in some sociology class. I'm 19, and as yoga had first started happening to me, I remembered doing yoga in other lifetimes. I would hear this rumbling in my right ear, like rumbling, like stone walls falling down, or and I could tell it was not, quote, of this world. And that's what John talks about in the book of Revelation, the sound of 1,000 waters. When Babaji, Yogananda and St. Francis and others dematerialize their bodies, you can also hear that sound. It is the heavenly chorus. These are the higher sounds. When Swami Muktananda in his book Play of Consciousness talks about his Kundalini awakening, he goes through the phase of starting to hear the heavenly sounds. And so that's actually what's feeding us. The light and the sound feeds us more, obviously, than bread. So that's what Jesus is trying to point out. I have food you know not of. This is why when you start doing real yoga and real energetic practices, you don't need to eat as much, because you are starting to remember that you're living directly by the sound vibrations and by the light frequencies. It's very cool. You know, it all makes sense. Now feel this, everybody. It all makes sense, and it's actually very easy to understand once it's explained to us. It's been obfuscated, hidden, and occulted because certain interests on earth have wanted to keep us in the dark for life. Like mushrooms, right?
Definitely.
And fed bull stuff. Yeah.
Bull stuff.
I feel like a mushroom. They keep me in the dark and feed me bullshit. Yes, exactly. And there's been certain forces, but see, once it's explained, that makes so much sense. Of course there's electromagnetic energy coming in your life gates. The second chakra, your sex chakra, is the life gate, the lower one. The upper one is the medulla oblongata. It's your throat. They're all life gates, the 7 churches, the 7 chakras. See, all the 7 churches are in the book of Revelation is just the 7 chakras. The 7 stars. It all makes sense. So when you learn to reuse the power of declaring it so, open sesame really is simply started from open says me. Open says who? Me. Open says me. That is the intention of the individual God unit. That's what you are, what we all are. Pieces of source God, jivas, atmas, sons and daughters of God. Say it however you want. When one of the realized, reawakened piece of source God says, open says me, so it has to happen. Wow.
We learned that in Looney Tunes if we'd have just been paying attention, huh?
Did they have it there? Open says me?
Open, that's where I learned it. Tobias, let me ask you this. You mentioned like the sound in your ears. Somebody was asking on the chat if that occasional ringing in your ears is something or could be something significant.
The toning, most of the toning that, and this is going to happen more and more to everybody, that high frequency, high pitched noises, tones in your ears, if you go to the medical establishment, they want to label you with tinnitus and make it a problem and give you drugs or whatever, right? But 95%, 98% of the time, that stuff is really you are hearing the high-pitched energy frequencies of angelic language. Mm. You are getting downloads and information. When you hear that, just say, thanks, man. Let it download and do its thing.
Yeah.
Receive it. And sometimes you'll hear your ear kind of feel like there's a shield over your ear. See, all this is all describable energetically when a yogi goes through this Kundalini awakening. You're going to have energy. Last night, I stayed up till like 2:33 because I was just feeling this massive energy running through my head and my body. See, and it's pleasurable. It's enjoyable. I was feeling the dissolving of my physical body last night. And it feels pleasurable. It was enjoyable. See, there's all these energies that have been shut off in humans. We are these energetic flames, explosions, stars. And sound is when the light makes its first physicality. Sound is when right at the interface of light becoming, quote, 3D physicality. Feel that. When light decides it's going to create physical granite or lava or whatever, it's sound. It goes into sound frequencies because the sound frequencies are very physical, are they not? When you play certain sound frequencies, that thing about the beautiful flowers of life it creates with the sand and the different frequencies create different patterns. If you've never seen that, check it out. So the key, all we need to know is, does it feel good in your system? Is it feeling pleasurable, healing, integrative? Sometimes it will annoy you because it's detoxing you and literally pulling old energies out of you. But if your intention is I want healing, then that's what you're going to get. So most of the high tone frequencies in your ear, mine are usually in my right ear, but they go back and forth, is really sort of like download upgrades, messages, okay? Messages from the other dimensions. Some of you that are star seeds and have star families on other parts of the galaxy, this is actually your family, your friends, your buddies who are too wimpy to come down to Earth. They're sitting up there in the other dimensions and they're sending you messages, okay? I'm kidding, sort of. But, you've chosen to come down to Earth, and this is sort of like going into, a massive war camp, basically. So your family's back there going, I'm not going want to try it, you go try it. We'll stay here and send you messages, okay? And
that works.
And that's actually what happens, and actually be very grateful that they're doing that. So open up to that is what I say. Open up to it. Receive.
I never understand what they're saying, damn it.
You don't need to understand. It bypasses your conscious mind. It gets directly into your frequencies.
Ah. All right. Well, it is that time, everyone, so hang on. We will be back at the top of the second hour here tonight with Tobias Lars on SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
No rules. No rules. No taboo topics. No taboo topics. No fear of doom. No fear of doom. We are American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
All right. Welcome back. Top of the second hour here tonight with Tobias Lars. SoulCounseling.com is the website, or you can go to CourseOfAwakening.com. He is the author of Listening to the Sun and Awakening Souls, as well as a personal awakening coach. You can check out his teleseminars if you are unable to see him in person at CourseOfAwakening.com. And tonight we are discussing the spiritual energy physics behind speaking our truth. And by the way, if you do have any questions or comments, the caller line is open, so please feel free to give us a call at 218-339-8525. That's 218-339-8525. And if you'd like to join us in the text chat, actually, never mind, don't. Don't join us in the text chat. Just kidding. Okay, but definitely bring your smiles and personality and your heart. That's over at SoulJourneysRadio.com. And Tobias, we have a really important question here. What if we don't want to do all the work? Just when do we get our lightsabers?
when you can handle them.
It's a newfie question. You've got to understand.
No, I understand. Yeah, when you deserve it and you can handle them. 3-year-olds don't get lightsabers.
Oh, damn. Well, I had a lightsaber that worked at 3. It was when I around 30 where shit quit working for me. Or maybe 13. Something like that. Something with a 3 in it.
Hey, I'm actually reading the topic here. So it says, why do we shake when we speak our truth? You know, that saying, when speak your truth, even if your voice shakes, And I kind of expanded on it and said, let's speak your truth even if your whole body shakes. Mm-hmm. But why is that? Because there's all this in the shutdown. You shut down humans with these fear programs. So when you start speaking truth with the open says me, the power of the reality, like I recently spoke some truth. And truth means honesty in what you're perceiving. Doesn't mean like this is the truth and you guys should believe the way I do. No, not like that. But more like this is what truth in feeling, truth in what you're perceiving, truth in what you're noticing, seeing, and believing in the moment. That's authenticity in the moment. When you start speaking that and you start feeling that I am speaking a sacred cow here. The family has never talked about this, and I'm now going to say it. You can feel everybody's fear, the collective fear. You're speaking into it, and your own fear will start surfacing, burping, purging itself out of your physical cells, just the way you sift flour or clarify butter. So when you start speaking the truth, it automatically starts purging your energy fields. And since the shutdown has been put in with fear, you do not say that around people, young woman. You simply don't talk about that. That is inappropriate language, young lady. You know, or whatever. How it's been put in by parents, coaches, churches, cops, whatever. And other lifetimes tortured. You cannot speak. You have to, have etiquette. You can't really speak truthfully. And this is why the truth is so powerful. Watching the young 17-year-old Tupac Shakur speak his truth, you look at that and you'll start crying. You'll start feeling your heart. And here was very interesting. On that video, Tupac is speaking very honestly, 17 years old. Here's some of the comments on that YouTube video. What people go into, because his heart is open. His heart is open. The caring is there. You're having some people from the black community, it looked like to me, and I'm just using that as an example here, that were saying, well, he looks a little fruity to me. Was he gay?
Wow.
Was he, they start discussing it because the heart, speaking from heart has been so shut down that our current collective, the safe place to speak from is anger and rage and militaristic macho bullshit. Now, whether that's in the black community in the form of gangster Crips and Bloods and stuff, or in the military, it doesn't matter, or in Native Americans that are, native pride and, F the white people, or in Hawaii, you effing howlies, I'm being very honest here. That is still a wimpy position. It's a wimpy position to have to do militaristic macho garbage. You're not courageous enough to speak from your heart the way Tupac did, because you're afraid you're going to be gay.
Yeah.
What a bunch of wimps. Get real, right? So you have to get real with that to heal it. But when you speak your truth and you feel that shakiness, is because you are purging the fear that put that program into you way back 10,000 lifetimes ago or 20 years ago when you were 4 years old. Mm-hmm. So it literally is coming out of your cells. But speak your truth. This is the high time. See, because nothing can, again, watch Tupac do it, or watch someone speaking the truth, Martin Luther King or whoever. When someone speaks their truth without an agenda, but just sincerely, innocently, wise as serpents, but gentle as doves, like babes, speaking honestly from your heart. See, that's the real courage, folks. Dare you take the stage and speak so innocently from your heart again, because it's the most powerful thing in the universe. It's the most powerful thing in the universe to speak from your heart. Now, if you can speak from your heart, and see if you add it to a beautiful voice like Tupac Shakur had, he has a beautiful timbre, actual voice quality. That makes it that much harder to reject. See, when someone's heart is aligned with their physical voice, you will enjoy just listening to them, and you don't know why.
Yeah.
Because it has a nice feeling to it.
Right.
You feel caressed, loved, soothed, cared about, And this is why voice coaches, you can fake it. You can have a beautiful...
Yeah, stay away. Yeah. People do. I notice that. They have this beautiful, soothing voice, but it's totally fake when you feel the vibration underneath. Yes.
This is the deception imagery, wolves in sheep's clothing, neurolinguistic programming, image worship, image consultants, and until you are back in touch with your solar plexus and your heart, you can be fooled by that stuff. You know, there's mimicking worlds. Lucifer, we'll call it what you want, the ego, the mind, is very good at mimicking. I mean, come on. Our country, the West, America has brought this thing on the world about creating fake, F-A-U-X, French word meaning fake, faux realities, fake memories, you know. There's actually millions of fake, this is going to push the boundaries for people I know, but there's millions of flesh bots really walking on this earth that really don't have souls. They are literally just cyborgs.
Yeah, definitely.
They don't have real beings. They are, it's like the Men in Black phenomena. Those things are just like robotic, you know, entities that are sort of flesh bots. Yeah. So you need the thing with materiality. See, the voice can speak into materiality and make it so. Right? So says me. So let it be. So it is. So it is. But the most important thing is the intention, the alignment, the openness of the heart and your soul's intention first. And then, if you add the voice, you let the heart speak through the voice, then so it becomes.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be ancient Sanskrit, even the word Sanskrit feels like clean. San means sanitary, clean. Skrit is like a type of writing. It literally is the root word for scribe and writing and scripture, and right? Sanskrit is the most ancient language in this remembrance of Earth. When we try to write down and keep the sounds pure. In the ancient Veda Sanskrit hymns, the word for something, when you spoke the word for something, feel this one, guys. When you spoke the word for something, it would materialize that object. If you spoke a certain fruit by name in the ancient Sanskrit language, now it presupposes that the person doing it is also a healed person, a fully operating all 7 cylinders, 7 chakras, 7 wheels spinning. When you spoke the word orange or mango, the mango would materialize. The papaya, the fruit, the thing would materialize in front of you.
Mango. Mango.
Mango.
Mango, God damn it! Where's my mango?
There you go.
It's not working.
Yes. Right, exactly. So, Christie's beautifully illustrating the ambivalence we have as humans of, yes, damn it, now!
That's right. Yesterday, damn it.
Now. Or poutiness, even better. Damn it, God, you should know what I want. I shouldn't even have to ask. Damn it.
Yeah, aren't you a mind reader, God? I mean, come on. God you are. Making me speak God. And shit.
You suck, God. You can go eat Cheetos and pork rinds and watch, I don't know.
Seriously, if you don't manifest me a mango right now, I'm eating Doritos.
That's it. It's your fault I'm eating Doritos.
And beer. Yeah, that's what God wants. Because you're a jerk.
Yeah, it's God's fault. F him. F God.
Yes, that's true.
I better not.
The F word is in fart.
Yes, as in you phony God.
Oh, man.
I know. We're touching on something very deep. There's a deep rage in the original disconnect against God. I'm going to throw one out here. One of the best ways to make sure that something never gets healed is to make it absolutely wrong to ever look at it, to ever deal with it, to ever bring up the subject, right? So there's an ego Luciferian influence that said, in all the religions, isn't it wrong to hate God and rage at God? Isn't that like really wrong to hate God? If you go to the Catholic priest, and is it okay that I hate God? I hate God. He's going to say, well, no, you really can't do that. That's not going to work. So What we do is we make it absolutely wrong to have our natural anger at, like Christie demonstrated, damn it, where's my mango? And so we're not allowed to be real and authentic. We have to pretend and lie and say, oh, no, I don't hate God. I love God. But really a part of us does hate God because we've been stranded in this 3D, cut off from our natural abilities of being able to speak papaya or banana or love and have it. Imagine being able to speak love. And when you speak love, all of a sudden this energy surrounds your whole body and you feel love. Just speaking love, love, love. This is a natural ability we used to have. So we are very, very angry that we have lost these natural abilities. But we're not allowed to, by the religionist priests, the clammy white guys in, black dresses. And some priests are beautiful people. I'm not but in general, they say it's wrong to hate God, so you're never allowed to be honest, which means that fish hook, and how that works spiritual physics-wise, it's like putting a fish hook down into someone's stomach. They're never allowed to be honest about it, so that hook, in a shamanic energy way, you can see those hooks literally into the energy body, and those are some deep hooks that Lucifer ego mind, whatever you want to call it, fallen system, denial system, has sewn deeply into human energy bodies, but you're not allowed to regurgitate it. You're not allowed to bring it up. You have to just take it and keep praying and keep working hard. Work hard. Work hard. That'll get you the American dream. Working hard. BS on that. But they program you to do that so they can feed off your energy. See, the truth will set you free. And the truth is, most of us are pissed as hell down there. We have rage and terror and huge grief inside us. Now imagine if you were allowed to. So this is why you shake when you start speaking your truth. Because your rage, I'm shaking with rage and I'm shaking with terror and fear. So when you get authentic, ow. Ow. A-U is the amen. Amen is the authentic. It's also the symbol for gold, you've heard me say before. A-U. Can you get authentic and find your own golden voice, you're going to have energies move in your body and in your system. I know a woman that when she finally spoke up, and said gently and quietly with a tender, sweet little tiny voice, she said to her husband, I can't do it anymore. See, she wasn't being loud and yelling with a bullhorn like the cops in the air and the helicopter. She just said it gently and quietly. But because she was authentic, it ripped apart the veil of lies that had been going on. It's with authenticity that cracks the stone, the cement, all the old stuff. So, finding your authentic self.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
Welcome to the world's meeting place. American.
It's practically narcotics.
Freedom.
Oh, yes. I like very much.
Radio.
You're an American institution.
American Freedom Radio.
And thanks for joining us here tonight, Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com with Tobias Lars. We are talking about the spiritual energy physics behind speaking your truth. Lots of questions. And Tobias, I know you left off. We were talking about authenticity. We have a caller on the line, too. So which do you want to do first?
There was a question from somebody.
Yeah. How do we raise our vibration when we see things in the physical world that keep pissing us off, like chemtrails? She says, ever since I woke up, I just can't get happy.
Go back to sleep. No, I'm just kidding.
She knows some beer.
Yeah. Well, no pushing to raise your vibration. Your vibration raises naturally. Children and animals don't work at raising their vibrations. They just naturally end up there because they live in the moment authentically. Meaning, so if chemtrails piss you off, be with your pissed offness, breathe into it, go into it, meet and greet it, and transmute it, alchemize it. Don't try to rise above it. Don't try to avoid it. Don't deny it. It is more about alchemy and transmutation now than getting away from. So, righteous anger at the right time is totally acceptable and doesn't bother an awakened soul. Righteous anger has its total... In fact, it feels good. Doesn't feel bad, you know. I like feeling the energy of anger now. I don't even judge that much the creepy, icky energies that get triggered. You know, if I move energy in a place with other people around and they get triggered and stuff, I don't judge it that much. It's just, look, that's the deal. Right now, we're toxic waste dumps, just about everybody. We've had 30,000 lifetimes of suppressing our stuff. Of course it's going to be icky and sticky and feel weird. So get about transmuting and alchemizing the triggered energy inside yourselves. That's what I recommend.
All right.
And the InnerBodyAwakening.com, AlchemyEnergyProcess.com, and the HeartEnergy.com are the methods that I work with clients, and I've made it available so people can get them as well. Be triggered by it. Be with the energy. Be in the moment, and then bring in the presence. Bring in the God self. I am a piece of God's source, sitting here being triggered by chemtrails. I am a piece of God's source. Feel that. Learn to feel your heart, your solar plexus. Feel the energy of your soul. You need to have some inner life, some inner work. So it's not about jumping out of it into denial. And I'm not saying the caller is asking that or the person who asked that question is saying that. But it's really about thorough cleaning now. Everyone is just responsible for their own energy field. If everyone just said, look, I'm responsible for my energy field, that's it. Clean up your own backyard, which means your own astral chakra. Your own astral chakra and all your plexuses. Plexuses just mean centers.
Don't we need, like, Astar Command to help us with that?
Yes, you must... give your soul over to the Astar Command and listen to all their channeling. So that's the way you can avoid it. Yeah. We will do a show about there's real channeling from Pleiades, Arcturians, Vegans, Lyrans, all that stuff. Of course, there's galactic family, but there's a lot of misuse and crap about it. And we're going to do a show of that, a way that you can tell the difference. How can you sense the difference and some telltale signs when it's real and when it's beings that are saying all the right things, but they're really just wanting to feed off your energy. We'll do a show about that, too. What's the caller? I hope it's not Louis
Alex?
B. That guy scares me.
I think this time it isn't, but keep speaking your truth. Here we go. It's like Marina, area code 570. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Christie. Hi, Tobias. Quite honestly, I've been having some technical difficulties. I haven't been able to listen to the show in weeks, even the archives. I've been having difficulty with. So I thought I'd try the caller line. So if you would, please continue, Tobias. I'd love to hear it.
Oh, you're just...
Okay, honey. I'm sorry about that. Okay.
It's okay. I think it's my internet or something, or my computer. I have no clue.
Okay. Well, I hope you get that worked out. Computer problems are no fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Honey. Well, thank you.
Do a little massage.
Thank you.
Healing the internet. There we go.
That's right. For everyone. Okay. So, all right. I think that was really good advice, Tobias, and definitely I totally recommend InnerBodyAwakening.com to kind of help you with that. But yeah, getting back to authenticity, where we left off before we went to break.
Yeah. So, so the authenticity is the key, you know. The spiritual physics of the voice speaking into someone, you can literally speak truth. Mantra is, another way, Patanjali, the yoga delineator, the yogi cataloger, the yogi who wrote down sort of all the details of what happens during an activation of the energetic body of a human being, talks about that if you are authentic in your whole system, if your whole body vibrates authentically, then whatever you say becomes so, because you are the truth. You are the truth. So it has to do with being transparent, open, aligned with Source, you know. So when we go back to that place, when the angels have an intention, when an awake human being says something, when a master says, yes, this will be, then so it has to happen. Because literally the creation itself, the very pranic life force, the chi, is coalesced, attracted to, just like we put a stick in sugar water, the sugar starts crystallizing on the stick, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the sugar is all around us all the time. It's called life force prana. So when an authentic master, when she says, let it be this way, then the sugar, the reality, the 3D will crystallize around her intention, around her words, and it starts materializing. If you can get God to decide something on your behalf, you can be dang sure it's going to happen.
Hey, Tobias, can you manifest me a damn mango?
Let me feel into it. I see a mango. It's kind of green.
Just give me a frickin' mango.
I see an angel with a bazooka gun. Wait a minute. He's putting a mango down. It's like a big PVC pipe, kinda. He's got a mango in there. Okay, there we go. He's like, it's kind of green. It's got your name on it. You sure you want this to happen?
I'm feeling it coming. Here we go. Boom! Wow! Just landed here on my desk. What's up with that? That was amazing. Thank you, God.
You're welcome.
And so it shall be done.
So masters, we think it's magic, but it isn't. At a certain level, when you live in the eternal now, Emil was one of the masters of the Far East, you know. He would just open his hand and the money would be there for the lunch. This is, now I'm doing extreme. Where we're at as humans that are starting to play with the law of manifestation, you know, we'll think of something and hold it, and then we'll realize a month later, oh, I forgot all about that, and here it is. You know, we're kind of on a time delay with our manifestation, most humans. We're still in time delay. When you have merged into oneness, there is no time delay because you are a master and a creator of time. You exist outside of time. So as you intend it, speak it, say it, it happens seemingly instantly or out of the blue. Now, masters won't trespass on people with miracles like that unless it's directed by their own intuition or by the higher self-source that they are, God, if you will. Because one of the things, the humblest thing in the universe is the source, the infinite creator. God is very humble. He's very shy. God's not appearing on CNN tonight. God is very humble, and you can ask Source God.
Because nobody would believe it. If he's like, hi, everyone, nice to meet you, I'm God. You've been searching all these years and wondering who I am and what I look like. I mean, what would happen? You'd get shot in the head in 2 seconds.
Well, we couldn't handle it, because that level of power, that's why people would be so drawn to a Buddha or anyone that wakes up a little bit. When we do our Course of Awakening on Saturday nights, the woman that came last week, she said, Tobias, I could feel all these big beings in the room, and who are they? And I said, well, they're the crew. They're my, the people that have me on a short leash, And we will start feeling it, and it feels really powerful. But it's also very threatening to our ego. So being around a Jesus or a Krishna or these guys, people will be very attracted, and other people will be very repelled, because they literally are existing in a no-time, 0-point field that they're conscious of. And all kinds of things can happen. And it can feel very electric, very dangerous to some people, because you don't know what's going to happen next. It's like no one's in charge except God. And we're so used to having the military and the police and the government in charge that when God's in charge, i.e. go out in nature and just sit in nature, many people are scared. Feel that one. Many people are scared when God is in charge. They feel much better when their handlers and their minders and the authorities are in charge. We're domesticated. We rescued a little puppy, a little Scotty puppy, tiny, obviously, and he was just scared because he had lost his minder, handler, owner, right? If I put him out in nature, he's going to be scared, that little doggy. Yeah. Because he's so used to living in an apartment somewhere and going out on the balcony and peeing on some fake plastic grass. So humans are just like that too. If you're afraid to sit out in the wilderness or watch the sun go down and it get dark in the forest, you're afraid of God.
Yeah.
Most of us are. So we've become domesticated. We're more comfortable with being in a house where the TV is blaring in the background.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane. We've become addicted to being sheeple. So most people on the planet are still, and millions of us love God, and we want real God, but we're still scared of it. If you go out on a clear night and feel the stars, the vastness of the stars, and lay out under them, and you sit out in nature, that's God. That's Source. And if that unsettles you, then we have some deprogramming to do, Could you stand face to face with a wolf? If you can't, you got some learning to do. Jesus can, Krishna can, Yogananda can, St. Francis can.
Tobias can, Christie can.
I'm pretty comfortable with wolfies. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Even if they're supposedly mean wolfies.
Yeah.
Because once you get comfortable in your own place, your space, you just stand there, and your energy will, they know you're not to be messed with. Now, the test would be like a grizzly bear or a lion or something. I
would love that. I chased a black bear once. He ran for me, though, just like that crocodile or that alligator did.
Really?
Like, they're scared of me? Come on. Maybe they thought I was going to hunt him or something, but I just wanted to pet him.
I just saw 1,000 men nodding their heads.
I'll tell you, when I was trying to play with the bear, like this tour bus was driving by, oh my gosh, I don't know how far away the road was, maybe like 300 yards, and the tour bus actually stopped and started screaming at me on their megaphone, don't do that, they're going to get you, they're going to eat you, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, whatever. You talking to me? But yeah, I think they scared him with the megaphone. I don't know.
My friend Keith used to actually have wild deer. I mean, deer that get hunted, not tame deer. Deer that are usually afraid of humans. come up to him and they would let him touch them.
Aww.
And they were
babies.
They were like, the deer were like, keep Tobias over there, but we can.
That's so crazy that people are, I don't know. It just, you know what? We can all be friends. We really can. It's happened before. It's happening now, maybe in other places. We can have it again. But it is that time. We have to take a short break. Hang on, everyone. Tobias Lars here on SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
News and information you can trust. This is American Freedom Radio. Freedom, American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
All right, welcome back, and thanks for joining us here tonight with Tobias Lars on Soul Journeys Radio. His website is soulcounseling.com. He is a soul counselor or personal awakening coach and the creator of courseofawakening.com. And this is the last segment. So you've been talking about this crazy stuff, Tobias, such as speaking your truth without blaming. Wow.
Well, I feel we should offer some constructive, helpful way of doing this.
How do we do this?
Yeah. So we know if the little boy speaks up and goes, Uncle, the emperor is fat and stinky and he's naked. Uncle, the emperor has no clothes. A lot happens.
In the closet.
When Tupac Shakur speaks up, we could feel it. You know, when Jesus speaks up, when John Lennon speaks some truth, you know, stuff gets triggered. So one way to safeguard yourself is, if you're angry, and that might have been what got Tupac too, because part of him maybe got impatient and was just pissed and got caught in the rage anger of the gangster stuff, you know, maybe. And once you succumb to that, you then also become a target. See, I mean, that's how it works. It's a spiritual physics.
Can you untarget yourself? Like,
absolutely.
So you've been caught on that and you were like at the brink of having your head chopped off. Can you actually reverse it and be safe again?
Instantly.
Wow.
Literally instantly. You can do it in the middle of a fight. You can do it in the middle of a situation. There's tales of Russian Orthodox monks. See, it doesn't matter. Walking through battlefields and the bullets just go right through them because they are simply not playing that way. Yeah, absolutely. So if you can find your rage and anger at the people, if you're raging and angering at the chemtrail people, at the Illuminati, at whatever, the Fed, at the banksters, at NASA hiding stuff, at the secret agreements with ETs, blah, 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 the horrible medical system killing people, etc., etc., etc. Find your rage at that. Get outraged, but you need to heal you need to get the rage out of you. It's like a purging. When you have the flu, you can't, you got to let the flu purge the crap out of you. It's got to get in your cells and get that virus out of your cells. Well, the same with these suppressed energies. So get it out of you. Now, if you're speaking your truth to people in the groups or privately or with a partner, try as much as possible. I'm going to speak my truth, and I don't want to blame. Blame is lame. No blaming, attacking the other person, but it's like I'm speaking my energetic field. This is what's true for me. Now, sometimes that will really trigger them, and they want to put you back. They'll want to.
It's impossible.
They'll want to put you back in the box, and they'll kind of jump all over you to squish you back in your box. So there has to be a timing to it also. If you speak too much truth too early, you know, William Braveheart, William Wallace, Jesus, Krishna, whatever, you can get assassinated, you know. John Lennon, Martin Luther King, RFK, JFK, etc. Yeah, because the collective rises up and goes, we don't want to know! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him!
Yes.
So that can happen if you make yourself a target too public about it. I mean, you know, we have a show. We're being very honest here. But, you know, they stuck me on CNN or something. If I spoke this stuff, I would massive target for all kinds of energies.
Hey, I think you should just try practicing speaking it in Branson. If you could do it in Branson, you could do it on CNN.
You can do it in Branson, you can do it anywhere.
He's more than Branson good.
So you have to be appropriate with it, and you know, it depends if you so as much as possible. This is my truth. I'm not saying it's the truth, but this is what I'm feeling and seeing. And don't expect the people to honor you, okay? Because if you trigger them, they're going to want to shut you down and call you names and call you an idiot and, you know, whatever. It's just how it is. If you trigger the stampede, if you go into a certain church and go, hey, you guys are all in a cult, they're all going to turn on you. Right? If you go into a family that is sort of used to doing things in a certain codependent way where no one talks about the pink elephant in the room, and you do, they may very well all turn on you. Yeah. If you go into a culture, C-U-L-T, cult you are in, and you say, hey, you know, you guys are being bamboozled, Americans, by being programmed that America's number one, while your country's being completely stolen, and the international banksters already have giant mansions in China, and they don't give a crap about America, they're destroying it, you're not number one anymore. If you say that at a 4th of July picnic this summer in some little town, you might get beat up. Because you'll be telling too much truth too soon. You know? So, yeah, you can tell your truth, but you also have to be wise about when and where, you know. If you speak too much truth to power, that is still very powerful. Like I was telling my friend Mark today, I said one time I got stopped by the cops and I had an outstanding warrant for something that, you know, was writing checks or something that, whatever, this guy, I hadn't realized the tires weren't paid for and blah, blah, blah. And it was in my little hometown and we were joking about it. So my friends are laughing, you know. We end up knowing the cop, you know, he went to high school with us and all that. So it was sort of like, you know, they didn't have anything better to do. They're just taking pictures of me. But if I said something like, hey, I like that little pig on your lapel, you know, you're going to trigger the authorities. You understand? Mm-hmm. It's just how it works. So when I was working my way through college, selling books in Texas, and the cops came by and they said, hey, son, were you on that lady's porch over there a while ago? And I said kind of, you know, jokingly, well, you know, I'm on a lot of ladies' porches lately. Well, hey, son, come over here, right? So you got to obviously be smart about when and how you speak truth to power. And also keep it from being blaming, not attacking. Don't blame them. Just say, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling confused. Keep it to yourself. You are always safe speaking your truth about how you feel and what you're seeing, what you're experiencing. If you speak into other people's sacred cows, they will turn and render you. If you speak,
I just want to share this, Tobias, because we're kind of talking about the chat, applying your wisdom, what you're talking about here. I want to share my personal testimonial, and I'm definitely not perfect at it. I'm still learning. But, you know, several years ago when you brought this up, and, well, Christie, you know, how are you entangling? And but Tobias, I'm not doing anything. You know, of course, I was so angry and, you know, everything inside. But literally, you know, a lot of you, most of the listeners have been around through all this. I was getting shot at, followed by cops, burned with laser weapons, like my house being burned, poisoned, facing 56 years in prison, all of these things. And it finally, I'm like, okay, Tobias, I'm going to stop hating you. I'm going to try to apply what you're talking about, even though I want to kill you right now. And I did, and I swear to God, like, I mean, it wasn't overnight, but when I really made a conscious decision, charges were dropped, just boom, out of the blue, just like that. No more physical stalkers, like people following me, bothering me at work, bothering me inside my home. No more cops sent to me to burn me with their stupid weapons anymore. Like all of that just stopped. It literally just poof, gone, disappeared. So, what you are speaking here, I mean, Tobias, you were there, so you know. you know Christie a few years ago, and you know Christie today. And I think it's two totally different people. They may resemble each other in many areas, but, I had to realize that, you know, rather than playing the blame game and, oh, poor me, and why are you guys doing this to me, and which I did for 35 years. It was fun, but I'm done with it. But yes, when I started listening and applying your wisdom about the spiritual physics, all of those things cleared up.
I love it.
It was like magic. Really.
I love it.
I do too, because it wasn't fun.
No, we are in charge. We are in charge. We as pieces of soul, God's source, which what is who we are, even Jesus, everybody says that you are gods, you are pieces of the Most High. Don't you know your sons and daughters of the Most High, etc. We are pieces of the highest consciousness that creates the galaxies. Well, so nothing can hurt you unless part of you is engaging in it and or allowing it entrance into your field. Now, I know that's very harsh to say because we're really into being victims. I was just watching a short clip of the the New Jersey housewives, and literally this is what they said. One of them said, "You're not the victim here. I'm the victim here. I'm the victim." They were fighting about who gets to be the victim.
No, I am. I'm cooler than you.
No, I'm more of a, I'm the victim. You're not. You're not. You're not. I'm the victim. So there's, you get it? We're actually fighting about who gets to be the victim.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
You're listening to the future of talk. American Freedom Radio. This is American Freedom Radio.